So guys, here's where we're at with Issei. Yesterday I spoke to someone that he went to high school with. Her name is Brooke. She informed me a lot about Issei's situation, and she was actually able to create a Facebook group and get in contact with a lot of people from Issei's high school. They are all willing to help, and they're willing to do anything they can to help him out.
I lived in Alabama for a little bit, and once I graduated, I moved out to Alabama, and it was really nice to travel and meet new people.
I mean, I've never noticed.
I don't know if he'll talk to you, but we've kind of talked about maybe, a trailer park would be awesome for you. Or maybe trailers to have, or a modular home or something like that. I think that would be great for you. Are you looking at that? Would that be okay with you if we kind of started looking in that direction for you?
Of course, that would be a godsend.
Yeah, okay, awesome. I think that would be great for you as well.
A few different things going on. First of all, there's this huge gap in our system, in the government. There isn't a place for people like Issei. I'm just trying to clear things up and kind of help you guys understand where we're at, so that it kind of answers any questions you might have, and so that you guys can understand also there's a lot of people that say just take him to a medical facility, just check him in. It's not that simple. It really is not that simple. He refuses to go. And I'm going to share a clip right now, and in this clip I actually confront him about it, and I tell him, it's actually the second time I confront him about it, and you can tell he's extremely agitated by the question, and I'm afraid to bring it up anymore, because I'm afraid that if I keep pushing it, if I keep going at it, he's gonna leave. He's not gonna trust me anymore. And right now that's the most important thing, is trust. So check it out. Right at you there. They want to know it's okay. We're trying to talk about what your living situation and all that, and they really want to help you out, bro. They want to help you. So here's what they've been telling me. They really want to help you find a place to stay, to live permanently.
I would love that, yeah.
And something that we've been talking about was, one of the things we've talked about was, and this is why I want to talk to you, is possibly going back to Ohio, and being surrounded by people who know you and who love you, and they want to surround you with love and just be there for you, and they want to take care of you, man, and help you out, and find a place for you to stay, and just surround you.
Well, I mean, I don't really have much of a reason,
Sorry, you don't have.
I don't have much of a reason.
A reason?
To do that,
Um.
Like, what would be the reason for me to go back to Ohio?
Well, I mean, you're on your own, man. I mean, there's nothing for you out here. There's people who don't know you, and I think maybe being surrounded by familiar faces would be more comfortable than staying in a place where no one knows you.
I mean, that's the thing, I live on disability payment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And after the disability payment, I mostly have my own way around with the van,
Mm-hmm.
And it's honestly all I really require, I have the van, I have the disability payments, and then after that, I have the what's it called? The TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
So that together is my my.
All that aside,
Well,
there's a lot of concern about your situation with the cancer, and so something that I talked to Brooke about is possibly getting you checked out to make sure that you're okay with the, as far as the tumor goes, because I know that you were they already tested you and you were fine and you were okay, but that was quite a while ago, and honestly it's something you got to do consistently. My wife's mother had breast cancer and she still has to get checked up every 2 years, because the risk never really goes away. And something that we talked about was really on our hearts is getting a doctor to make sure that you're okay and that the tumor hasn't come back. And it's just for my knowledge. It's for me.
Well, I mean,
for me to know that you're okay.
I respect that, I respect that, but the truth is, I'm a very, I'm the soul of the Pharaoh, Do you know what that means?
No, I don't.
Let me tell you what the soul of the Pharaoh means. The Pharaoh, okay, is the creation, and the soul of the Pharaoh is the voice of creation. And I want you to know the fact that, the stuff that you said is garbage, in my opinion. And most of what you're talking about is, something that is toxic, in my opinion. I don't believe in mental health. You talked about that at the In and Out. And also, I respected you. I thought you wanted to.
Well,
have,
I'm
like,
sorry. I know. I completely understand your stance on mental health. But what I want to put that aside completely. Forget about mental health. What my concern is, I received a message actually from a nurse that said that it's totally completely possible. I think you understand this too, that a tumor could come back, could return. There's always that possibility that cancer could come back. And that, I'm again not mental health, but just that in general. And I'm wondering if you're willing to, as a friend, I consider you my friend.
I know.
I consider you
I respect
like family at this point. Honestly,
I consider you.
I really care about you. I love you.
I consider you my responsibility.
And it would just mean a lot to me. Honestly, it would mean a lot to me.
I consider you my responsibility, and when I say that, I take that to my own grave. I take that to my own grave. I would sooner die than not do that, and that's a fact. I don't scathe. You know what scathe means?
Yes, I do.
Like a scathe, scathing means something offensive, but scathe means I don't alter, I don't change.
Mm-hmm.
So to scathe something means to change something. Like a mountain is scathed when you put a hole into a mountain, and then you call that a cave. And I am unchanging. I am the soul of Pharaoh. To my people, that is unchanging.
His whole situation is extremely complicated because he's all there. His mind works. He's really intelligent. He's smart. He has rights. He's a human being. But at the same time, he's not well. And even though he's not well, he still has the right to deny service or deny medical help. And that's where we're stuck right now, is trying to get him the help that he needs without forcing him into it. Because right now he doesn't want help. In his mind, he's okay. There's nothing wrong. Right now he has a lot of trust issues, and that's a really common symptom. The most important thing, the most valuable thing to do right now is to build trust. He needs to trust me. He needs to know that I'm there for him and that I'm not going to leave him. I'm not going to abandon him. And he has this attachment to his car, and to his van, and to the insulation, and to everything he owns. He has this attachment to it. Right now, we have to figure out a way to separate him from his car and his insulation and all that stuff. He's so attached to it right now. It's his family. It's his one thing that he can hold on to in this whole entire world. So I need to shift his focus from his van to me. If I can get Issei to cling on to me, to trust me, there's a possibility that we can separate him from his van and get him the help that he needs. But it's going to be a long process. And there isn't an easy solution. This problem is extremely complex, but the only thing that's going to work right now is love. That's the only thing that's going to get us through this, is loving the hell out of him. Something I've learned very quickly is Issei is way too smart to be tricked. He is really smart. This guy is teaching me a lot. A lot. I can't even tell you, I don't even have the words to describe how smart he is. He's just so intelligent. Honestly, this guy could be the president. And I don't say that in a demeaning way whatsoever. I'm dead serious. This guy could have been president. And speaking to his high school friends, I actually learned that he was at the top of his class in almost every single class. Everyone knows by now that he was an athlete. He was also an assistant coach. And he was doing really, really well. And he tells me many times, maybe you've heard him say this, but he had a lot of fun in school. And you know what, Issei, he's a brilliant, brilliant person. Sometimes he'll just spit Shakespeare out of nowhere. He's always quoting cowboy movies. He's incredible. And he's too smart for his own good at this point. He actually thought of the idea of using insulation, spray foam insulation, to keep himself warm. And so I didn't know this, but spray foam insulation also keeps the cold in. So if he's parked in the sun, the insulation doesn't let the heat into his car. It separates the hot from the cold. And I learned that from Issei. People that he went to high school with say that that he could have been a doctor. And I honestly believe that. I believe he could have been an engineer. Again, he could have been a politician. He could have changed the world, guys. Issei could have been me. He's just 1 year younger than me. I'm actually 25 years old and Issei is 24 years old. He has so much potential, and it's just so sad to see it gone. But you know what? It's not in vain. It's not. Because he's taught me a lot. He's teaching me. He's teaching you guys. And I want to help him complete one of his dreams. The only thing he wants in life, the one thing that would complete him, is to own a trailer, have a cow, and have a plot of land all to himself. And I want to try to make that possible for him. I want to try to do that for him at any cost. So the money that we're raising on GoFundMe, we're still kind of like putting the pieces together. Right now, I haven't even touched the money, but I'm kind of running low on funds myself. So we're gonna start using it for food and for his motel room. We're gonna start using it to kind of just get his everyday essentials, and everything we have left over, we're going to try our absolute best to get him a trailer, and we might actually have to increase the goal for that. It's quite a bit for a trailer, unless there's someone out there, somebody that can give us some trailer for him, an RV or something, something that can help Issei get independent, or have a place for himself. So I'm hoping that someone out there is able to help. Someone out there is listening. Maybe you have an RV sitting around that works, that's functioning, that you're willing to donate, or someone has an RV that they're willing to sell for a fair price. We really want to help Issei get a place to live, get some running water, have a place to lay his head and rest and not have to worry about being cold at night. So that's step one. That's step one. Step two, we really need to get him some medical help, and right now he needs it immediately for two different reasons. One is his mental state is becoming increasingly unstable, and that's not my words, that's the words of you guys on TikTok, on YouTube. There's been people who have been following him for years and or months, and they can actually see his mental state decaying, and he needs medication, because without medication it's a steep slope. It gets worse and worse and worse, and I'm really concerned for his mental state. But even more than that, I'm concerned about the cancer. We have to figure out if it has returned, because you might already know this, but anyone who has cancer has to keep getting screened, because there's always the possibility it comes back. My wife's mother is a cancer survivor. She had breast cancer, and to this day she still has to get screened. She still has to get checked every 2 years, and they have to keep a close eye on her. She has to watch her diet. It could come back at any day, any moment. We have nothing to go off of. There's nothing we have. We don't know his doctors. We don't know what hospitals he went to. And even if we did, we're not sure if they would even be able to help us, because of, the practices. There's laws against, just sharing medical information. There's no way they can just give medical information to some rando on the internet. So again, I'm just constantly in contact with Brooke. We're getting a lot of support from people all around the world, from the UK, from Sweden, from Australia. I've gotten messages from all over, and especially Ohio. Ohio is picking up on this story, and it's setting Ohio ablaze. And I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you guys so much. More than anything, the words that you send mean a lot to me. Everything that you guys tell me, I read all the comments, every single one of them on TikTok. I try to catch up as much as I can with all the comments. I'm not really seeing any direct messages from TikTok. There's just so many notifications. If you have a very important message, please send it to me through Instagram, my direct messages on Instagram. I take those are priority for me. If you want to leave a warm, long message, you can also do that on Instagram. But I would prefer not to have that all spammed up with messages. I'm trying to leave that as an open channel for people that can really help in this situation. I would prefer, actually, if you left it in TikTok. I do read as many as I can, the comments on TikTok. But as you know, I can't, just sit there and be replying and liking all day. I do have my own life. I have a wife to get to, and I have a family. I don't have any kids, but I just, I have my family to take care of, and so and more than anything, I just love hearing the encouraging words. That's what keeps me going. And if you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments below. I will try to make a video and answer any other questions you guys have. If you have any suggestions, I am getting messages from doctors as well who are willing to help, and we're kind of figuring things out. And right now I'm just trying to keep TikTok light and fun and kind of just showing you guys what's going on. There's a lot of gaps to fill. There's a lot of things happening every single day, and I'm kind of using YouTube as a place to just kind of fill you guys in where TikTok doesn't, so that's what the purpose of this is. And I just want to thank you guys again, and I'll keep you guys updated on TikTok and any other way I can. See you guys.